Winters are very cold in Switzerland. That is why I prefer to stay at home and engage in devotional service. Every winter I sew 1 or 2 new dresses for my Radha Shyam. As the new year is approaching, I would like to offer my Radha Shyam a new dress. Sewing was my first seva I learned in ISKCON. I used to help one Mataji with sewing dresses for our Jagannath Baladev Subhadra and Shri Shri Gaur Nitai in our ISKCON temple Zurich, and this is how I learned sewing. Over the span of 23 years, I have bought a good amount of silk fabric and borders, which I use for sewing dresses for my Thakurji, as well as needful things for Krishna in our temple in Zurich, and also dresses for my Gurudev's Shishi Gaur Nitai. After going through all the materials, I finally decided to use this orange color silk that I bought in Ganga Prasad in Vrindavan. I find the color and the thickness of the silk ideal for winter. I have arranged the lining. This is for Radharani's dupatta. This part is Radharani's skirt. It won't have lining out of 2 reasons. First, the back of the material is very nice and smooth, and plus the material itself is little too thick, and if I put lining then the skirt will be too stiff. Then this is for Shyama Sundar's chadar. This is his dhoti and this will be left over, so let's see, maybe I will use it for choli and kurta, or I might just use something else for choli and kurta. This will be the end. Now let's cut and sew. And I don't waste thread, I just continue the other piece. And then after, at the end, I cut the thread from all pieces. This is Radharani's skirt, so I'm just gonna trim the ends so that it looks beautiful. Now, in order to make the pleats here, we have to change the setting to make the distance a bit bigger. Just gonna go until 5, maximum 5. Now I have to measure here exactly the waist of Srimati Radharani. That much I'm gonna pull together. And the skirt, and then we put one border here and the skirt is done. For dinner, I'm gonna make an Italian dish called pasta con pesto al pomodoro. You will find the recipe in the description box. First, boil the tomatoes until you can peel the skin easily. If you don't have white almonds, then in the same water, soak almonds with skin for 2 to 3 minutes. Remove the skin and blend them together with walnuts, the tomatoes, and a lot of fresh basil. Then add olive oil, grind your favorite cheese, mine is La Gruyere, add little bit of tomato paste, salt to taste and black pepper. Grind one more time. Now it is time to boil the spaghetti. I'm using Barilla out of 2 reasons. First, because it is eggless, and second, because it is tasty. It is important that you add a little bit of the water in which the spaghetti were cooked to the paste. In Bhagavad Gita chapter 9 verse 27, Krishna says, "Whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer as oblation to the sacred fire, whatever you bestow as a gift, and whatever austerities you perform, O son of Kunti, do them as an offering to me." Dear friends, as a last activity of the day, let's read one verse from Bhagavad Gita as it is. Okay, this is page 269, verse 441. Krishna says, "But ignorant and faithless persons who doubt the revealed scriptures do not attain God consciousness. They fall down. For the doubting soul there is happiness neither in this world nor in the next." And the verse before that, Krishna is explaining, this is 449, the verse before, Krishna is explaining that the faithful man who is dedicated to transcendental knowledge and who subdues his senses is eligible to achieve such knowledge, and having achieved it, he quickly attains the supreme spiritual peace. So again, Krishna speaks here about faith. And this reminded me actually that some 1-2 videos back, some of you have asked me to say some tips about reading Bhagavad Gita as a beginner. Well, me myself, I'm also beginner, but what comes to my mind to say that faith is very important, as Krishna says in this verse 2. Without faith, if we have zero faith, there is absolutely no point, no way we can make spiritual advancement. So a little bit, some kind of little amount of faith is needed. So when we apply this little amount of faith while reading Bhagavad Gita, and we put it in practice or action, like for example when Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, avoid food that is in the mode of passion and ignorance, eat food only that is in sattva guna, and if we apply this process, then when Krishna says, whatever you do, whatever activities you perform, whatever you eat, offer to me. So if we apply these principles also in our daily life, if we rise early in the morning, like Krishna, there is one verse in Bhagavad Gita where Krishna says that ignorant people have changed day and night. So if we rise early in the morning for spiritual people, then if we apply this principle also, so gradually like that, we will start to have experiences. And I'm pretty much sure that each and every one of us who is trying to lead spiritual life has some experiences. So when we have these experiences, because we can't really go for too long practicing Krishna consciousness if we don't have experiences, it becomes too dry and then we lose interest and then we fall down. So when we have these experiences, we come to the first point, that was Shraddha. So in this way, the cycle of faith, little faith, then activities, then experiences, then we come again to faith, but this time much deeper and much stronger. So my advice is that we shall read Bhagavad Gita, and we should or any other spiritual scriptures like Srimad Bhagavatam, for example, Chaitanya Charitamrita, with faith. So my dear friends, I hope you enjoyed this vlog, and I hope to see you soon again. Hare Krishna, Shubha Ratri.